It's premiere night. I'm quite excited. Picked this. It's supposed to die mortal room. It's quite small, low key. It's just a projector and a few chairs, and it's just didn't want to be too kind of grandiose on my just my first little screening. So yeah, welcome, and should be a good night.
So can you introduce yourself for us, please?
My name's Ben Dowlatley. I'm 25 years old and I'm an amateur filmmaker.
Can you tell us the inspiration behind this film that you've created?
Well, it's a little bit embarrassing actually. I went to the doctors a while back and what he said it was kind of just the lifestyle I was leading and I mean there are all sorts of factors he said could have affected it.
Ben Dowlatley. If you'd like to have a seat. Your test results are in.
It was difficult to come to terms with at first. I kind of tried to not think about it and forget about it, but then it really, I don't know, it just made me feel quite depressed, I suppose. It made me, I mean, not suicidal, but just, I just thought, well, once I die, what is there? Just the lifestyle I was leading, and I mean, there are all sorts of factors he said could have affected it. I mean, from having hot baths to having a laptop kind of kicking out a lot of heat and radiation, and I mean, I don't know, you got wireless internet and all sorts of things, and I don't know, just, I mean, I wore tight jeans a lot. I mean, it's kind of the fashion of East London, which it's nice to kind of be a bit fashionable if you're in an area that's quite fashionable.
And when did you come to move to East London?
I moved to East London about 7 years ago. After my first year in uni, when I moved out of halls, I moved into a house in East London, and I've always lived around the area.
What first attracted you?
I think it was the kind of art scene in the area. Just there's always been a lot of good music, a lot of new music, a lot of good art shows, a lot of interesting exhibitions, and it's a nice place to be.
Are you involved in these creative endeavours yourself?
Well, up until recently I wasn't particularly. I went to a lot of art shows, but mostly to meet up with friends and kind of have a bit of a drink. But yeah, recently I have actually been trying to be more creative. I realised that not being able to have children, I really do want to kind of leave something behind, and so I mean I just endeavoured to be a bit more creative, and I tried out a few different things.
You don't know money, get you some. feel like an insect, but don't you worry, buddy, 'cause here he comes through the ghettos and the valley and the slum. His shadow is cast wherever he stands, stacks of green paper in his red right hand.
I just didn't really feel like I was creating something that was powerful enough to leave something, but to actually leave a legacy behind. And I enjoyed some of it, but most of it I just felt was very mediocre. What came out, and of course, living in East London, there's an awful lot of there are an awful lot of good artists. I'm sure there are even more mediocre artists, and you can't really make a name for yourself if you're just mediocre. And it was it was hard. At first, I didn't tell anybody, but I ended up telling my parents, and I told my girlfriend as well. But she was kind of supportive. I mean, everyone's been really supportive, but I ended up splitting up with my girlfriend just because I don't know. I think I just became a little bit distant, kind of, what with me panicking about just thinking things over too much, and then trying to kind of find some way of creating something, leaving a legacy. I think I neglected her a little bit, and we ended up splitting up. In the end, I found that shooting film and kind of the moving image was what I really enjoyed doing, and so I set to work making my own short film. I mean, I've got the premiere coming up soon, and we'll just have to see how that goes.
What if your film is not received in the successful way that you hope it is?
Well, I suppose there are only two options really: to try and just kind of get on with it and make another film, and try and see where it's failed. I mean, I'm really happy with the film, but if it isn't received well, get back to the drawing board and make another one, I suppose. But the only other option is to just forget about it all and just wither away, I suppose. Get a job and yeah, try and forget everything. Try and numb the pain.